Good to see you, brother.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see y'all.
Welcome to the Northeast.
Zero turnovers, Vic. Yes, I don't have them. This is how we get moved. Okay.
Coach, you want to start with an open statement, then we'll take questions?
Well, first, thank you all for being here, and just appreciate the opportunity to play today on this special day. Really proud of my kids, y'all. Boy, they were really special today. I think my wife said it walking in here best. We played so well together as a team today. Just shared the ball, seemed to really have great chemistry. When they opened in zone, we were ready for that. I thought we flipped the floor, got booked some great looks in the short corner. I thought Rori ran her team well today, had 0 turnovers in the second half, did what she's supposed to do, and then we got booked some really good looks, and they both played like the All-Americans that they are. I thought we really executed, and then I thought the press was really good. I thought our defense was outstanding the first half. We ran into a little foul trouble with Amo, and Jakalinga comes in and gives us some quality minutes. So I'm just really happy for our players, and I'm proud of them. Y'all, we talked about what did we learn a week ago. It was not fun, and you learn something about your team. I told them in pregame, I learned something about my team every day, and every game I'm anxious to see how we respond. We had a really bad hangover Tuesday and Wednesday before we played Auburn on Thursday. Did not practice well. I didn't think we played very well at Auburn, and had 17 turnovers, but still found a way to win. And then coming here, we were back to having those good days of practice. We had 4 great days leading up to Alabama and South Carolina, then 2 really bad leading into Auburn, and then we've had 2 really good leading into this game. So I just I'm proud of them. That's a really good team over there, y'all. Offensively, I haven't slept for 2 nights worrying about how to guard all their stuff and how good they are. Coach does such a great job with them, and to know that we held them to 6 points in the second quarter, 18 at half, and you don't do that not playing your guts out, not playing hard, not playing connected. I think we had forced 15 turnovers at halftime. So I'm proud of these kids, man. They played really hard today. Took some good charges. I'm really proud of them. I'm excited about the opportunity now going into Thursday.
Questions?
For all 3 of you, you're playing the inaugural Coretta Scott King Classic on MLK Day. What does that mean to you?
It's funny because before this game, the MLK Junior documentary came on TV, and me and Bree she's my roommate, and we were in the hotel. We were locked in because that story is amazing. Like, to see how passionate he was, with whatever he did, just throughout the history. And I think today you saw how much passion we played for that special day and for him and his wife. So we're just honored to play today on this day in this great tournament that it was for, and it's great to learn about that history as well.
Yeah, no, just today's like a very special day, of course. Just the history behind it, just like the exposure from on this day at this tournament. Just the kids coming out also, I think we kind of inspired, young kids. So I think that's what it's all about, is inspiring. So this whole day is about who can you inspire. So I think, we kind of fulfilled that goal today.
I mentioned last week about talking about Dr. King and his bravery and his fight, like the servant leader. We talk about, I try to impart on these kids all the time about what makes a great leader. And it's somebody that's a servant leader that is always thinking about someone else other than themselves. This event is named after his wife, so I want y'all to think for a minute. We all know the bravery that he went through and the things that he had to deal with as he did what he did. But think about his wife. That's what this event was named after, right, Coretta? And think about her bravery every day, knowing that when he walked out the door, knowing that what his passion was, what he was trying to get done in the world at a time when the world was fighting it. Think about her bravery. Think about her toughness. And so for me, I wouldn't have, we wouldn't have done anything on this day other than play in this event on this day. And to me, it was really an honor. And I've tried to impart that to our players. They're young. They don't probably know the history. I grew up in that time. I know the history, but I know it, and I respect it because of my family, because of how I was born and raised by the Colonel, and understanding what country and doing the right thing. It's always the right time to do the right thing. And so it was really an honor. We really appreciate being invited to this great event. And again, hopefully we did it justice. We honored the day.
Congratulations. Just one for each of you players. Madison, to start. Your time as point guard last year, I know it's sort of an unexpected thing. And I'm wondering, as you played now this season, whether it's changed the way you looked at the floor, and whether it's kind of altered the way in which you get your teammates involved.
Yeah, I think, just being a point guard last year, I think I learned a lot of things, more maturity, like on the court, to how to read plays. I think now, my sophomore year, I'm taking that to the wing, and I think I'll be a point forward for my team. Point forward for my team. And I think a 3.4, whatever coach want to say. But I think just this year, taking that maturity I learned from last year and just helping Rori just make reads on the court. Just from that position, I can see things too. I can kind of help her with it. And I think it's working good. We work hand in hand together.
And Rori, for you, just, as you've come back, so much of your game you've returned. And I'm just wondering, as you sort of think about it on an individual skill-by-skill basis, what are the ways in which things are back where you wanted them before your injury, and how, what, if anything, are things you want to get back to that you feel like are not quite there yet?
Yeah, so I have this life coach in a way. He said something to me a couple games ago that's basically stuck with me, that my whole goal right now is not to get back to where I was before. It's to be better than who I was before. Person, player, basketball isn't my whole life. It's not who I am. It's just what I do. And I'm so grateful. Just the other day, I just hit a whole year post-op surgery. So it's not something I think about on a day-to-day basis because it's over. Yes, I have to wear something that reminds me of it every day, but we are here. I'm playing on the court. I'm doing what I can do, and I'm just grateful to have that so much support and so much confidence from my teammates and coaches and just the whole program just to will me back into playing basketball again. So.
Thank you both. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
I'm curious what allowed you to be as efficient as you were today, and what the process was of your team being able to get you the looks that you got.
I think next to my point guard, Rori Harmon's over here to my left. She ran the plays perfectly. Just to speed the the intensity she came on court with the plays. We were all kind of, just in motion. The screens were great. I think our cuts were amazing. And also, I think for us, it translates from defense to offense. So I think that kind of helps a lot, like on that end right there, just, knocking down shots and stuff like that. So I really think my teammates, really not all about me. I mean, I caught the ball and, made the shot, but I just think my teammates for it, especially Rori.
And Coach Schaefer, for you, Maddie was super efficient today. But I'm curious, looking ahead, when you guys make a deep tournament run, what type of growth would you like to see from Maddie and Rori when it comes to moments when you're against these really intense defenses and maybe they're not able to be as efficient as they were today? So what type of growth would you like to see?
Well, again, I think you learn from that experience, and we had that a week ago. And so I think for them, my job is I got to coach better, teach better. I got to put them in positions. I mean, when she runs our team like she did today, when Booker plays like the All-American she was a year ago and does that, I mean, we got her some really good looks today, and she made them. She made shots. And I just think that when you have two guards like this, when this is where you start, there's not many teams across the country that start with two All-Americans like these two. I mean, really. And so for them, again, I wrote it on the board today. What did we learn a week ago? And so we have to understand, I'm always, sometimes I have to remind myself and remind them, and I did remind them today, you know what? You guys are pretty good. When we do, like, we're one of the best shooting teams I've ever had. Maybe not, you're going, well, Vic, you don't make a lot of threes. Well, we don't, but we don't have to. But why would we turn the ball over? If we get a shot off, 1 out of 2 are going in. Like, we're shooting 50% as a team on the year. Why do we want to make 50-50s passes? Why do we want to do that and put ourselves in a position when if we'll just be solid and patient? Like, I thought we were really patient today offensively. So I think for these two, it's growth. She's been out a year. A long time, and Book's getting everybody's best shot. She's in a different league, completely different style of play. And so she's seeing some different things that she didn't see last year. Even though she might be at a different position, she's still seeing some different things. And so it's just, she's 19. I mean, I think people lose sight of that. She's been out a year. She's 19, like, give them a break. They're doing great. And I have to remind myself sometimes, like, I wrote, they're going to have a paper at the end. They're going to write down pros and cons of us, pros and cons of themselves personally. And they'll give it to me on the plane tonight. And then I'll answer it, and I'll, like a teacher, I'll grade it and write some notes on there. And Rori, y'all see what Rori's, I'll give you, tell me another point guard in the country that does what she does. Picks up 94 feet. From the minute that ball goes through, she is on you-know-what, like stink on you-know-what. You tell me who else in the country is doing that. Nobody. And yet, last week I wrote on her paper, hey, you look tired tonight. How's your conditioning? And I had to, like, butt my head in the wall when I thought about what I wrote and go, the kid's unbelievable. And she's a year post-surgery. It was a year like the 17th. And I have to remind myself, Book's getting everybody. She's the first thing on the scouting report. We're in a different league. It's different. It's physical. Like, you got to cut them some slack. They're 19. And I'm not just talking about, me. I cut them a lot of slack. I'm talking about everybody else. Just let them be. They're kids. Let them be. Let them enjoy the game. Because they're pretty good kids and they're a hell of a player. They're really good players. So, yeah.
Well, that's tough to follow up on. Sandra Negley for Yahoo Sports. Rori, you had helped guide Maddie taking over the offense last year. How do you see her involvement this year going back to her original position? And then how is the relationship together, maybe different from if you had played together all of last year to this year, and now you're back on the court together?
Yeah, if we had played together all of last year, it would be pretty interesting. But that didn't happen, and unfortunately, I didn't play and got hurt or whatever. But I just think, anytime I get this question, I just think she's not even, like, she is not even a point guard. And I always thought to myself when I was sitting out that she did better than any of the point guards in the nation last year. And she had been thrown in that position as a freshman, and she did better than anyone that I've seen yet. And so, it's what she said earlier about maturity. She like had to grow up super fast. Like it wasn't like, oh, we got to wait till next. No, she had to do it immediately, like the day after I got injured, or the day of actually, because there was a game. So she had to hurry up and figure it out. And I think she did it perfectly. I mean, yes, she learned through the process, but now I can see what she saw. Like I can see what she's seeing now. As the game goes on, I can see like I learned a lot from her. That's what people don't understand either. Like yeah, she learned a lot from me, but I was sitting on the sideline watching her play. So I learned a lot from her, and I think now we both combined what we what we've learned, and we're producing on the court now and beating a top 8 team. So I think she's incredible and she's doing great. Like she said, point forward, the 3-player playing the point guard. That's what she's doing immediately. 0 turnovers today. So, I mean, she's doing great. So, yeah.
I'm Maddie Kinney with the New York Post, and just a question for both the players. In a lot of ways, you guys are like the anchors of this team, and you really set the tone on like how far Texas is going to go this season. A lot of it is on you guys setting that example and that tone. Just how much pride do you take in having that type of responsibility as leaders?
He cuts us a lot of slack, but I think we're super hard on ourselves, truthfully. And we kind of need to take it back a notch and realize, like, we're still doing great things. Like, we probably going to film next day, and all we care about is what we did bad. That's all we care about. And so I think that's just what makes us great. And we understand that this, the responsibility and how much energy that we should bring to the team because it's going to permeate. But at the end of the day ends, and so we have to move on to the next play and realize, like, our team needs us to stay in the game and keep a steady head. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely what Rori said. I think both of oh my God, I'm sorry. I think both of us are so hard on ourselves, just thinking that we haven't did enough for our team. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we're human. It's going to happen. Like, we're going to make mistakes. Like Rori says, the day ends. So, next play, keep moving on. But I mean, that's kind of how leaders work. Sometimes we're so hard on ourselves that, we forget that we're human too. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves that our teammates are looking up to us. So if we're kind of like, looking kind of mad because, we're not doing well, we have to remember that we have people behind us like looking at us. So we have to keep a great attitude. So, I mean, I think we took a lot of pride in that.
Hey, the biggest thing that came out of that is that they both said that I cut them some slack. I'm glad to know that they feel that way.
I didn't say that.
Anything else?
Oh, I do want to say one thing. The coaches do a great job in preparing us for every single game. I don't know what the other coaches on other teams are doing, but we do it better in preparing. And so they're just up tirelessly every night preparing us. Shout out to Lovato. She had the scout tonight. We'll never get 99% from any one of our coaches. So yes, sometimes they take accountability when we're not ready, but we're the ones that step on the court and needs to come to play because our coaches will always be prepared.
Thanks, Rory. Appreciate y'all's coverage. Thank y'all for being here today. And y'all travel safe. Praise the Lord and hook 'em horns.
Say clock it. Clock it. She clocked it.
Clock it?
Clock it.
Oh my
Clock it.
gosh.
Clock it.
Enjoyed meeting you.
I love the
Man, thank you. Appreciate you.
Right, teaching them stuff.
Thank you.